Hello, my name is Josefina Garza. This assignment is for POS 500 US and Arizona Constitutions for teacher candidates with Professor Joseph Romance. This assignment is initiatives and referendums in Arizona. Um, I apologize now. I will be stumbling through some of the initiatives and or legislature wording. It tends to get mind boggling, and as I wrote it, it's wild, so let's get to it. To start, I will be going over some basic definitions of initiative and referendum. For initiatives, as stated by Google Definitions, is the ability to assess and initiate things independently, as well as the power or opportunity to act or take charge before others do. As for referendum, we have a general vote by the electorate on a single political question that has been referred to them from a direct decision. Now, as we get started, we are going to talk about how both of these things are created. Initiatives are first petitioned, which is a collection of signatures from registered voters. Then they are turned into county election officials for verification. They either become qualified for ballots or they fail. The Secretary of State has control over these initiative processes. The referendum requires less signatures, but follow along the same basis of initiatives. Gather a predetermined number of signatures, qualifies a ballot measure for voting or repealing. Eligible initi- Eligible initiative measures will become qualified for ballot on the 131st day prior to the next statewide general election, unless withdrawn by the proponents prior to its qualification by the Secretary of State. A referendum can qualify for ballot up to 31 days before an election. Once an initiative or referendum measure has qualified for that ballot, it will be updated through the ballot books that we get online. They're then posted there so people can view them, access them, and know what's coming up when they go in for their own voting purposes. Now, both seem to do the same thing, giving citizens the ability to have an active role in the democratic legislative process. However, they differ in approach and origin. Initiatives start with the people. Citizens draft their proposal, petition to add it to the ballot, and vote on it. Meanwhile, referendums originate with the government, and the legislature submits legislation to the people for approval. Some downsides to initiatives are poorly drafted proposals. The wording could be hiding things people were not expecting, and or as those of the state or those of the state, when going through it, they could find loopholes in there, or it's just so non-specific that it doesn't work for the upcoming ballot. Um, some initiatives could also be found unconstitutional if it violates constitutional values already set forth. It could be a total problem down the line. The downside to referendums is that they could be savagely divisive. If you call for a referendum, you should be certain you will win. You're going in knowing that this is what needs to happen, and you need everybody on board for that, so it needs to be decisive. Um, Both support direct democracy by allowing the electorate to vote on a specific law, treaty, constitutional amendment, policy, and or public decision. They allow people to have a voice and make sure that laws are passed for the well-being of the state or country. Arizona is in a unique place to act because its founders produced a constitution in 1912 that allows the people direct democracy, the right to vote enactments of the legislature up or down through a referendum. the right of the people to create their own laws through an initiative process, and the right to recall sitting state officials. This is my presentation. Thank you.